Hello everybody, it's here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. In the previous episode, we conquered Layer Cake Desert by finishing off Morton's Compactor Castle. And I'm sure we did a couple other levels, perhaps. But in today's episode, we now have a choice to make. Do we want to go to Frosted Glacier or Sparkling Waters? You already know which one we're going to go to because you've seen the thumbnail for this video. We're going to be going towards Frosted Glacier. So as we go across this area, I gotta say something real quick. This is the 12th time I've tried recording this video over the course of 3 days. So hopefully this recording session will go smoothly because, oh my goodness, this is only episode 5 and it feels like episode 11. Alright then, so we go across this area and I gotta say, this is like one of the most beautiful backgrounds in any 2D Mario game ever. You have the nighttime sky, and you can see the constellations, and everything is all wintry and things like that. I just love this background so much, and this is probably my favorite song in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, so I'm going to be quiet so you can listen to it. One thing that's kind of a bit of a love it or hate it situation with the new Super Mario Bros. Games is the soundtrack. People either love these songs or they hate them. And the reason for that is because the fact that it's basically just boils down to just them reusing the same song over and over again with slightly different remixes. And for the most part, I don't mind that much because most of these songs are really catchy. The only one I can't really think of off the top of my head though is like New Super Mario Bros. 2 theme. But that's because that's the New Super Mario Bros. Game that I've played the least in my life. But anyway, that's not important right now, because the important part right now is that this level is awesome, and I love the music, and no one can tell me otherwise. we're not going to get those 15 green coins, and the timer ran out. We had bad luck. Alright, so as we go across this area, the next thing we want to do, we don't need the Koopa Shell, but we can go down here, and activating this brick block will give us access to a star power. And we're super shiny and amazing. That is the destiny of all plumbers, to become shiny.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
And now we're introduced to a new buddy. This is the blue baby Yoshi. And I just realized I forgot to switch characters. Oh well, we'll just keep going with it. I would kill Mario right now, but you know what? I've been re-recording this video for way too long. I just kind of want to get it over with. So, let's defeat these enemies. We're going to be introduced to some new enemies. These are Cooligans. Or they would be if they were still on screen. But the Cooligan enemies, first of all, they have like my favorite pun out of any Mario name ever. And I'm probably going to say that for a bunch of other Mario enemies because they have some pretty fun names out there. But the Cooligans are just so much fun. They're penguins with sunglasses. And they have like a really fun character design, even though they kind of look more like a Pokemon than an actual Mario enemy. But the big idea with them is that when you jump on them once, the sunglasses will fall off and they'll bump into something and then they'll die. Or you can have Belushi destroy them. You know what? We didn't really come up with any other names for the other Baby Yoshi, so I'm gonna make a note for myself to name the pink and the yellow Baby Yoshis sometime in the near future, maybe perhaps kind of. Okay, so owie, that was rude. So we go across this area, and what makes Blue Yoshi, or Belushi, unique compared to the other Baby Yoshis is the ability to fire bubbles. Yes, we get to use the power of bubbles. We are stronger than Thanos. All shall fear me. The bubbles aren't that great. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not a big fan of how the bubbles work in this game. Basically what you're supposed to do is that you can throw the bubbles around and you can bounce off them. You can't actually jump higher on the smaller bubbles when you press the jump button when you land on them, like you can for most enemies and things like that. You can do that for this though. When you have a bubble cover an enemy, they'll turn into coins or sometimes a power-up. When that happens, you can bounce off them when you press the jump button again, but it's a bit hard to pull this off. So in terms of ranking, this is my second favorite of the baby Yoshis. The pink one is by far the most useful one, the blue one can be useful sometimes, and the yellow one is very situational. Alright, so because we accidentally played with Mario twice, we're gonna skip him next time we switch characters. So let's do that this time around. Let's switch to the man, the myth, the legend, Luigi. Freezing Rain Tower, oh yeah. Alright then, so we'll be going over this direction. And everything's all frozen and stuff like that, so we gotta be careful in this place. We gotta make sure to take our problems and just let it go as we go off into the unknown. Come on, I had to make this pun at some point. But anyway, as we go across this area, there is something that I need to get off my chest. I really do not like the star coins in this level. The first one is not too bad. We'll come up to it at some point in the near future. But I'm honestly not a big fan of collecting the second and third one, and you'll see why in a moment. And something that I'm kind of realizing is that's kind of true for all the star coins in this world as well. It seems like this world is really where the star coins get a lot more tricky to get. Can I please get on top of that platform? I'm asking nicely. Aha, we did it. Oh yeah. So one thing that's worth mentioning is that if you're playing alongside this Let's Play on the Wii U version of this game, and you're wondering why you're not able to switch characters, that's because on the Wii U version of New Super Mario Bros. U, you can only play as Mario in single player mode. And if you're playing Luigi U, you can only play as Luigi or Nabbit. We'll get into that more a little bit later in the Let's Play, but as for right now, this right here, this is the point of the level that I kind of don't like. So you have a conveyor belt right there, and it kind of takes its own sweet time to actually get around and things like that, which isn't very nice because that requires me to be patient, and patience is gross. You can throw the ice block around to destroy the dry bones. That's one of the only ways you can permanently destroy them. So going up here, this can either work wonders or doesn't work at all, and it seems like it never wants to work at all for me whenever I go through this place. So what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to freeze the dry bones and then throw the ice block to the star coin. That doesn't seem to want to work at all the 12 times I've been trying to record this world. So another good strategy is the one that I did a moment ago, where we just faced our dangers like a manly person. So yeah, the third star coin, not a big fan of it either because it's in a hidden alcove, and that one took me a little while to find my first playthrough of this game. So as we go across this area, you want to try to keep as many dry bones as alive as possible, because with the super amazing powers of the power block, we can wipe them all out. Invisible coin block gives us access to a fire flower, so now we can burn things. the fire's starting. Burn, burn! And Boom Boom can now bounce. Oh no, whatever we're gonna do. He's still not that hard. Oh man, I kind of feel bad for Boom Boom because he's like the biggest joke of a 2D Mario boss ever.
Yes, I'm a winner.
we are not going to save just in case we need to re-record this for a 13th time. So, normally this is where I'd end the video off, but my recording setup says that we're only 10 minutes into the video. And if we end it now, we still have a lot of levels to go through, so the next video would probably be like 30 minutes if we ended it right there. So we're going to switch characters and do one more level. Now, before I go any further, I would just like to say, a common misconception about New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch is that they removed a character. So we have Mario, Luigi, Yellow Toad, Toadette, and Nabbit, Toadette being brand new to this version of the game. But there's a Blue Toad who was playable in New Super Mario Bros. Wii and the Wii U version of this game. So you may be wondering, well, where is he? Why did he get removed from the game? He's not. Blue Toad is still in this game. Press the ZL button when you're switching characters and you can play as Blue Toad. Alright, I looked it up. So, yeah, Yellow Toad and Blue Toad both have official names within the development team, even though they're not outright said in these games. And it's very random. So apparently Yellow Toad is called a la Gold, and Blue Toad is called a Buckenberry. That's kind of random. But there is today's edition of Lady Gear to Use Useless Knowledge, brought to you by Lady Gear to You. Who would have thought? So anyway, this right here we're introduced to a new enemy. These are prickly Goombas. So the big idea of them is that the Goombas are going to be hiding in kind of a tough, spiky shell. And that can make things a little bit tricky for us, but luckily, we have the power of Pyromaniac. That's proper grammar, don't judge me. I'm recording this at like, what, 5 in the morning, so... Yay, I'm recording way later at night than I usually do. But anyway, owie. Weird. What did I ever do to you besides stomp your buddies? So, I was trying to do a wall jump, but then I forgot the question blocks are right there. You can activate those invisible blocks to get the star coin, or if you have a flying ability, you can use that as well. And who wouldn't you want to use a flying ability? Flying is awesome! Alright, this right here, dumb location for a Yoshi egg. Because they have a Yoshi egg located right next to a fire bro you can't see until you get a little bit further into the level, and so those fireballs are going to be appearing out of nowhere. I have lost so many Yoshis in the time trying to record this video to that stupid fire bro. A moment of silence for all the fallen Yoshis. Okay, that's enough. Alright, so continuing on with me gushing over the prettiness of these backgrounds. Look at the beautiful background. Like, you can see the crescent moon right there, and the aurora borealis, and things like that. I probably mispronounced that, but whatever. It's just so pretty and beautiful, and some kind of other acronym for pretty. These backgrounds are so gorgeous. There's a third acronym. Alright, so now we're taking care of all that, we're gonna move over this direction, because if I was located right there, then Toad's face would be obscured by the end screen buttons. But that's gonna be it for New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. In the next episode, we're gonna hopefully finish off Frosted Glacier. I'm not entirely sure if we will next episode though, because we still have a lot of stuff to do in this world. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and next time, Lady Gear to You. Oh yeah.